Welcome back. Zach here. Today is Saturday, January 17th, and we are given another false flag shooting, this time in Melbourne, Florida, at a mall just before it opened. How convenient. Some of the earliest details out of the story were of the shooter and his wife or girlfriend. Wife. And right away, they throw the number 33 out there that is so often coded into these shooting hoaxes. And that's not it for this story, so we'll break it down. Also, I would like to remind you that almost exactly a year ago on this weekend, it was 51 weeks ago, there was a mall shooting in Washington, D.C., another story coded with 33. These come 51 weeks apart. And there's been other mall shootings. There was one in Clackamas, Oregon, not long before that, and several others. Anyhow, the woman who's said to be 33 years old, why do we even need that detail? Think about that, truth seeker. That's part of how I figured out this number thing. I was saying, well, why in the world are they telling me this stuff anyway? Why do I need to know that so and so is 33 years old? Or why do I need to know that it was train number whatever? So then you break down the name. The name Ida Garcia with Pythagorean gematria sums to 44. And if you use simple English gematria, it sums to 53. And notice how 44 is 4 plus 4 equals 8. 53 is 5 plus 3 equals 8. Ida Garcia. Her name has curious gematria. She's 33 years old. She's the wife of the shooter. The shooter himself also has curious name gematria. Jose Garcia Rodriguez, he has a three-part name. So often shooters, when they're reported, have three-part names from Lee Harvey Oswald up to the present, Jose Garcia Rodriguez. And his name, if you use the S exception, sums to 112. With just straight up Pythagorean gematria, it sums to 103. Both of these numbers reduced to 4, a number having much to do with death, just like 44, the name of his supposed wife. And you have to ask yourself, truth seeker, I mean, just think about the way this story is written. This is a story about a shooter who shot people at the mall, and the first detail they give you about is his wife and his age. I mean, if you just look at the structure of the stories, gematria aside, they don't even make sense. Why do we need these details? This is all part of what I started to question, and once I figured out how to break it down, I started to theorize that maybe what they're really doing is coding information for knowing eyes and hoaxing us at the same time, kind of like a two birds with one stone thing. Also, if you've watched the reporting, there's a major focus on this story Dillards. The singular Dillard is a 33 word. Probably a company that was willing to participate in the hoax because they're also owned by the Gang of 33. Also, let's look at some other details. The commanding police officer, who was the spokesperson for this, has very curious name gematria. His name is Vince Price. Vince Price, in simple English gematria, sums to 93. Like the occult religion Thelema, the number they worship. On 9/11, it was flight 93 of 33 passengers. The word police with Pythagorean gematria is 33. And the full name Vincent is a 33 name. And then besides that, Melbourne, the location of the shooting, has this gematria of 42, which we found in Ferguson, Missouri, the meaning of life number. The word gun in simple English gematria sums to 42. And of course, this story has much to do with gun. And then if you took the time to read the story, the details, the witnesses, their names were Donna Evans and Elizabeth Tickle, both names with very curious gematria. I will link this article in the comments if you want to look at it more carefully. The gematria, the Jewish gematria of this location, Melbourne Square Mall, as it's called, sum to 949. I just see that 9449 sequence. 49 is getting coded a lot lately. The rest of it's also interesting. Remember, the shooter's name was 112. The mall's 224, twice that. Perhaps a coincidence, perhaps not. And yeah, True Seeker. Let's just watch some of the CNN news footage to close this out. Tell me if Your hoax radar doesn't go
It's
off.
something that you don't ever want anybody to experience.
Hold
It was
on.
crazy. We just gotten our food to sit down by.
We're going to take this back to the beginning.
This is a very popular mall here in southern Brevard County, right off of State Road 192, otherwise known as New Haven Avenue, here in the Melbourne, West Melbourne area. So, yeah, it was set to be busy. Opening up when this shooting happened, just about at 9:30 or so this morning, is what police are telling us has happened. And we saw lots of police here on the scene. They're still on the scene investigating, and as you just mentioned, the shooter, according to police, is contained.
We put active shooter teams together to enter the mall. Our active shooter teams did enter the mall. We discovered one gentleman that is the suspect, one victim, and another victim we found to be dead. The two live victims were removed from the scene and given medical treatment and transported to a local hospital.
It was a frightening experience. It's something that you don't ever want anybody to experience. It was crazy. We just gotten our food to sit down by Starbucks and Chick-fil-A, and all of a sudden you just hear the pop, 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 and then you just drop everything and your body makes you run.
We just learned from a tweet from Melbourne Square Mall that the mall.
True Seeker, I just want to mention that she said Starbucks and she stumbled over it. I have a post on Starbucks. They're a 33 company. The word Starbucks is 33. They almost called themselves P-Quad Coffee. P-Quad is also a 33 word. They both come from Moby Dick. The name's P-Quad and Starbucks, that is. It's just this ongoing coding in the actors and the actresses. I think they're asked to use these words for the gematria they have. Like this lady's told to say she was eating at Chick-fil-A and Starbucks at 9:30 in the morning when the food court probably wasn't even open. But who cares? They know they're going to put it on the news and everyone's going to believe it anyway. Oh, Truth Seeker. Let's listen to him finish up.
Is closed for the day as this investigation is ongoing. They mentioned an unfortunate incident taking place at their mall, so they are closed for the day right now.
You think the mall would have allowed that hoax and the closure during, say, Christmas shopping season? I don't, Truth Seeker. I think this is just all how it lines up. And this is how they hoax us. All right. Until next time.